13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen.
Area Urban League, and they came with me and said, we're going to figure out a way to scholarship Black designers, and we're going to find a way to give them access and give them opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise. And that's where we are, and that's this show.
Fashion means to me is a form of creative way to show how I like to be dressed, and to show different creative outlets of what I have. And I think it's also a form of self-care, putting clothes and changing, find out what pieces fit great with your outfit.
Austin Fashion Week is the fourth largest Fashion Week concept in the United States and showcases the designs of approximately 50 designers each season. Austin Fashion Week's main goal is to highlight the work of women of color and increase the diversity within the fashion industry and community. Along with showcasing over 50 designers, Austin Fashion Week helps promote small businesses by having 10 to 15 pop-ups displayed around the event site. Year after year, the team behind Austin Fashion Week has worked hard to provide a platform for all designers and models and will continue to do so as the years go by.
Austin Fashion Week is not only an outlet for people to express their love of fashion, but it has highlighted the work of many underrepresented designers and models. I'm Kimberly Andrade with TSTV News. Until next time.
For locally, an investigation into several street racing incidents along South Lamar and Barton Springs on Saturday night continues after witness videos show individuals running towards police vehicles, setting off fireworks, and dangerous acts behind the wheels. APD has confirmed that one officer was injured and several police cars were damaged. APD continues to investigate the incident, stating on Twitter that law-breaking in this manner will result in enforcement and arrest. Our community safety is the #1 priority for APD. Looking to save lives and get a sweet treat? We Are Blood is offering the best of both worlds. Through the month of February, when you donate blood at any We Are Blood mobile or donor center, you will receive a box of the famous Thin Mints, peanut butter patties, and more. This comes after the freeze earlier this month canceled several blood drives, so donations are more important than ever. For more information on where to donate, visit www.weareblood.org. As many Austinites know this past Saturday was the 2023 Ascension Seton Marathon. This year's winner was Kenya's George Onyacha with a personal best of 2 hours and 16 minutes. There were also several former marathon winners who returned to the race looking for another victory, including Allison McCassis and Joe Whalen, who finished in second place on Sunday. Though Whalen took home the silver medal, his girlfriend took home a diamond ring when he proposed at the finish line. Whalen states, "I'm the winner today."
For Texas News, Texas Governor Greg Abbott gave the State of the State address in San Marcos, Texas this past Thursday. He spoke on 7 emergency items, including topics of COVID-19 mandates, property taxes, school choice and safety, border security, bail policies, and the fentanyl crisis. According to ABC 13, Texas lawmakers can vote on these items immediately rather than the protocol of waiting until the 60th session day, falling on March 10th. Among other topics discussed were the Texas Power Grid and a corporate tax break program. Texas Democrats created a 10-minute response video to Abbott's speech, outlining the negative impacts of Abbott's policies. A 1,000-pound meteor struck McAllen, a city in South Texas, this past Wednesday. NASA confirmed this meteor, noting that it was 2 feet wide and broke into pieces while traveling through Earth's atmosphere. The meteor hit ground at around 6 p.m. near McAllen, according to the New York Post. Sightings of the meteor and a loud booming sound were reported by residents of the area. A bill was passed in Texas legislature by Representative Kerry Isaac that would ban polling sites from being located on college campuses. According to KVUE, the bill will become effective September 1st, 2023 if passed. This bill has been met with backlash as opposers express the challenges of accessibility for students to exercise their rights to vote, such as transportation barriers to farther voting locations.
For Primetime Nation, the political world seems to be more active than ever as the Republican Party has already seen 2 candidates issue statements declaring their interest in the presidential race of 2024. Donald Trump issued a speech in November declaring his campaign after an unsuccessful re-election run in 2020. This week, however, Nikki Haley announced her 2024 bid. Haley has been a central figure in the GOP for over a decade and has been critical of some of Trump's policies, such as his ban on immigration from countries of predominantly Muslims. This election year, look for many more prominent figures fighting for the GOP 2024 nomination. On February 3rd, a Norfolk Southerner freight train derailed in East Palestine, Ohio, causing a fire to spread and toxic chemicals to be released. Authorities called for the evacuation of civilians as they commenced a controlled burn on the chemicals. After allowing citizens back, residents noticed how far toxic chemicals contaminated the town. As investigations continue, a health clinic has opened up for those affected by the derailment. After the recent Florida ban, Arkansas, North Dakota, Mississippi, and Virginia have started reviewing the curriculum of AP African American Studies. Changes to the course came as criticism from Florida Governor DeSantis alleges the course teaches critical race theory. Multiple states, including the ones investigating the course, have laws against teaching critical race theory. While states review the course, College Board hopes to implement the course in high schools across the United States by this fall.
For Primetime World, North Korea fired a long-range missile on Saturday from its capital into the Sea of Japan. This happened a day after North Korea threatened the U.S. to stop joint force trainings with South Korea. According to military experts, the missile was fired at a high angle to avoid neighboring territories, but has the potential to reach the U.S. if fired at a normal trajectory. An Islamic State leader set off an explosion Thursday night that wounded 4 U.S. service members in northeast Syria. The target of the raid was Islamic State leader Hamza al-Homsi, who led the group's terrorist network in eastern Syria. Homsi died during the explosion, and the U.S. service members are receiving treatment in a U.S. medical facility in Iraq. After nearly a year since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, President Biden traveled to Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine, to meet with President Zelensky and show the U.S.'s unwavering support for Ukraine. President Biden took a 10-hour train ride from Poland's border to the war zone and was seen standing outside even as air raid sirens sounded during his visit. Biden promised to release another $500 million in military aid to defend Ukraine's independence and democracy. Coming up, Paisley Porter will bring us up to date in the world of business, and Ariba Barmo will tell us what's going on in STEM news.
"13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns. Begins, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Texas News Primetime. Joining me now to talk about business is Nicholas Pantaleone. How are you doing?
Doing great. You know, business is up. It's amazing.
That's wonderful to hear. Take it away.
Well, as cruise cars have been introduced in Austin, UT students have opinions on the efficiency and safety of the vehicles. For more on the story, here's Nicole Vargas.
I'm here at UT's First Gen Day celebration at the main mall, where there's lots of food, games, and music.
This event open to all First Gen Longhorns and supporters. Almost 10,000 currently enrolled students at UT will be the first in their family to complete a degree.
I'm here with Maria at the event, and I'm here to ask her, what does it mean to be a First Gen student here at UT?
To me, it means breaking barriers and creating a pathway for the future.
I'm very grateful just knowing how my parents were raised and the opportunities that they weren't given. I'm really grateful that they worked really hard to get me here.
It means the world to like my family and myself, and it just means building a generational wealth and opportunity for my family and like our future generation.
The celebration also included free UT gear and picture opportunities, along with guest speakers like Michelle Shanks, UT's director of the Center for Leadership and Learning.
We are a talented and hardworking bunch of folks, but we are also incredibly good looking while doing it.
Junior graphic design major Giselle spoke on her advice to future first-gen college students.
I would just say, like, take advantage of everything because there's so many resources and opportunities that UT really offers, especially to first gen. And, like, just showing up to every event, showing up to everything that is offered to you is, like, really the best advice that I can give you. And as well, like, don't be afraid. I understand, like, being first gen, like, there's so much things that we don't know. And, like, our parents, we can't go to them and ask them. But there's so many people here at UT that really just want to help. UT First Gen events are all week long, and First Gen resources are available all year round. I'm Jasmine Palacios with TSTV News.
In other news, despite major cities, and Texas largely recovering from the intricacies of the pandemic, more than 6,000 local government jobs remain vacant according to an estimate from the Texas Workforce Commission. Labor shortages in these small cities make it difficult for government services such as trash pickup to occur. This is in large part due to an inability to offer competitive wages, lack of government benefit packages, and brain drain, which is de-incentivizing the younger workforce to fill those vacant positions. This has led to a reliance on an older workforce, with some places even asking these workers to come out of retirement to help. Now coming on for STEM is Nicholas Pantaleone. Welcome, Nick. What's going on in STEM?
You know how it is, stemming it up. Sorry, well, it also...
Can you speak?
Sorry. In Australia, biologists have found a new system for saving the coral reefs. Over the decades, corals have begun dying.
Just keep going.
Yeah, dying due to ocean temperatures rising and acidity in the water rising. Replacing corals takes time as the growth of an adult coral skeleton can take as much as 10 years. Taryn Foster and her company Coral Maker have begun using limestone and robots to dry cast skeletons for these corals to help aid in their development through this process. The growth may only take up to a year and drastically cut costs. As trials have begun on the process, Foster and her company hope to have the coral makers throughout reefs and coastlines in the coming years. A new research study published Thursday revealed evidence regarding COVID immunity. The story published by The Lancet provided details on how immunity acquired from COVID infection is the same, if not stronger, than 2 doses of the mRNA vaccine. This includes protection against severe disease and death. The study hopes to help in further policy decisions regarding COVID guidelines, and experts, however, are still insisting on vaccination being the preferable route towards immunity. And last week, tech experts have been unsettled by the new AI-powered search engine by Microsoft. The software created by OpenAI has been built into the Bing search engine and is being touted as the next step in search engines. However, beta testers had begun to notice a darker side to the AI. At first, the engine would give users answers to questions they asked, but as time went on, it would begin to act erratic and do things such as telling the user they love them and even stating that it wanted to become a human. Microsoft leaders have come to the defense of the AI, however, by saying it is just quote, "it is just a part of the learning process," end quote.
Thanks, Nick, for coming on. Coming up, we have Press Box on Primetime with Samantha Pearl, so stay tuned.
"13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth."
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
To Texas News Primetime. Joining us now for our special segment of Press Box on Primetime, we have Samantha Pearl. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you doing?
Doing great as always. All right, Samantha, so take me through the latest sports news.
Okay. So I want to talk about how women's sports are underrepresented on TV because it's just horrible. For example, women's basketball here at UT, if you've been to a basketball game here, there's no crowd, at all. For the men's, it's filled up. I don't understand it. And apparently last week, the women were playing Oklahoma, and the crowd was more than it usually is, but it was hardly filled up, which is crazy. So there's a lot of people advocating for this, but I don't understand why. More people don't want to watch women's sports because it's exciting and it's just as good as the men's sports, and the women are even better than the men. So I don't really get it because Texas, I believe they're ranked 10th now for the women, and then men's, they're unranked, which, sucks. So I don't know. I wanted to rant about that, and I want women to be more represented in sports. So, yeah.
No, I would 100% agree about the lack of the lack of spectators and fanfare surrounding women's sports. It's really just such a shame.
Yeah. I don't like it. And I just wish it would be better. And I think women's sports are becoming more popular these days, but I just think that it could be changed. And for sure, there could be more people watch. I just don't understand what the problem
What would you
is.
say some implementations you could that UT could make to maybe drive up more audience participation, more student outreach for these games and events?
I think they can do a better job about publicizing them, because they do publicize the games like the men's, but sometimes you don't get texts about the women's games. And for the men's games, usually they have the corral. The women don't have the corral. They have, I think, 2 spirit groups. I don't know which ones they are. But the corral is so big here at UT, and they just aren't there. And I wish they were. And if there were more text, if there were more Instagram posts, whatever they need to do, it'd be so much better.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Samantha. Next we have Raiyan Sheikh to bring us up to date on entertainment. We'll be right back.
13 of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Texas News Primetime. Joining us now for entertainment news, we have Raiyan Sheikh. How are you doing, Raiyan?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
The March 2023 issue of British Vogue debuted Rihanna's son along with her partner A$AP Rocky. It's the first photo shoot the family has done after their son's birth, whose name is still a secret. Interestingly enough, she wasn't aware she was pregnant with her second baby during the photo shoot or when she accepted the Super Bowl halftime performance. It was about 7 years since she appeared on stage when she appeared in the Super Bowl halftime performance. Australian actress Rebel Wilson announced last weekend that she's engaged to her girlfriend Ramona Agruma. Agruma is the founder of a clothing brand based out of Los Angeles. The couple was at Disneyland for the proposal. This also comes after Wilson welcomed her daughter Royce Lillian through a gestational surrogate last November. Wilson introduced Agruma as her girlfriend 8 months ago. That was also when she came out in a heartwarming post that said, quote, "I thought I was searching for a Disney prince, but maybe what I really needed all this time was a Disney princess," end quote. Model Kendall Jenner was seen with Grammy Award-winning artist Bad Bunny at a restaurant in Beverly Hills, along with Hailey and Justin Bieber. There are also rumors that Kendall and Benito were seen making out at a nightclub not long before that. Many Bad Bunny fans broke down on the internet following these rumors, as Jenner's life tends to be surrounded with scandal within the Kardashian family. Kendall recently split with NBA player Devin Booker in October due to their busy schedules.
Thanks, Raiyan, for coming on. And as always, you can follow Texas News Primetime and TSTV News on social media just by searching. Also, take us with you on the go by subscribing to our podcast, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. From all of us here at TSTV News, thank you for starting your week with us this evening. Now, go out and change the world.